what are the features? And you can go through these in more depth later, but I'll just kind of fly through them. There's this outbound and video sales letter concept. There's the scaffolding. How do you get the flow going with the structured landing pages, the sales scripts, the email cadence for the CRM, the opt-in pages for cold traffic, doing one-on-one reviews of key assets, recording Q&A calls that we have. There's an action flow. There's literally a set of Visios that will take you through step by step on doing this stuff, both in the initial stages and then also when you're getting good at it. There's a targeting methodology. How do you include different segments, and how do you ensure that you're using your existing network in combination with the bold work? There are VSL roadmaps or content roadmaps and ways of thinking about how to sort of, knock the cover off the ball in those. There's, of course, then the scale mastery, how to plan unpaid and paid inbound traffic campaigns, how to build your sales team, how to hire, train BD and growth people, how to bring in young graduate students that are the AI talents of the future and have them become part of your organization. We do go-to-market workshops. That's another feature. So where we cover lots of these interesting topics that are needed to help the management team stay on the same page and get the different departments working together well. Another feature is there's distribution partners. So again, Tech Tour has been great in letting us present growth insights during their programs. And in addition, we've been able to work with them as part of their selection team. So, that's me in the upper right, mainly helping them with partnerships. That's really looking at the cloud and data companies around the world and how to align those with the community. And all those pictures there that you can't really read, those are investors in deep tech, mainly across Europe, from a bunch of corporates and VCs that you've heard of. Again, we're not into investing so much, but we're running investment programs, but the networks are always really helpful. Another feature is this Affinity network. We've helped facilitate over 5,000 meetings over the last, say, 8 years, and have had 500 really senior attendees at our micro gatherings that we've done. We've got a handle on why smaller events make sense. And we've studied a lot of the big events, and we've really looked at how do you squeeze as much value out of networking as you can. We've got examples of going off to Calistoga, where we've gone 2 or 3 times with companies after we finish up with some of the other programs. There's this data cruise that we did back in October, just before we went back into lockdown. This is the 2-sided postcard that we would hand out at a much larger event so that we could do kind of a side thing, which is a nice way to do it, as long as you have a good relationship with the organizers of the big event. This is, again, going to show you the types of people that were there. I took the names out, but you can see, the lead data science at Albert Heijn, which is one of the major grocery chains here in Europe, in the Netherlands. Managing director of FedEx Digital, Uber Eats head of machine learning, who is over here out of Washington, D.C., SAP's global VP of Intelligent Enterprise. So a lot of really super senior folks. Another feature is a Slack channel. Another feature that we're working on right now is a video library, taking all of these concepts that we present in our growth insights, making them more and more self-service so that you can help educate your team on both sales, international business, but also how to leverage AI. I mean, it's crazy how many applications exist now that are decoupled, like Otter AI to go speech to text with your videos. You can use Copy AI to write your headlines and your copyrights. You can use Grammarly I actually used Grammarly for this presentation to help me be more in the active sentences and so forth. Cognism, where they're doing GDPR lead gen. Gong, where they're doing, studying the team dynamics and patterns of good teams versus not good teams, and trying to get all the salespeople to be equally great. So there's just a lot of knowledge that you're going to want to have for your team. And if you're not bringing this in sort of like drip, filtered views, it's really overwhelming and it's hard to know where to focus, but we can bring all of that to you in kind of a bow. And then again, I mentioned, to me, for me, I think about what's motivating me. I really feel that a lot of the solutions we need in the world right now exist. And the best thing we can be doing is helping the good companies that we want to see grow, helping them, and then getting the next generation involved with them. Like, to me, get these young people behind the steering wheel and help them bring their passions to bear, their intelligence, their current education. And so that's another thing that I would really love to work with you on, or anyone that's interested in that same idea. So the options, they boil down to a couple things. One is this market development discovery project. It's typically 6 months. You can do it in as short as 4, but 6 is really what you want to have. You have a couple of months to sort of codify and get everything operating properly. There's a land expand protocol. It's more 12 months. Anyway, you're going to need to use market development discovery first, because that's where you get all of these learnings. And then you can also do, if you're wanting to just pull something off the shelf, you're going to an event, you're going through an accelerator, you're going to do something where you're going to invest a lot of time into a particular network, but you're not wanting to have them drive it. You want to drive your own needs. That's something that we can work with you on as well. And I think that's a great and unique way of approaching the events that are pretty crappy these days, and accelerator programs, which again have never done great on the growth side, just for a bunch of reasons. This provides much more granular information. You can look at this yourself later. This is a summary, one single slide of all those features that I went through in terms of the value that they deliver and what they are. So you can see it on one list.